What should you do if the interview is not going your way? What if it happens to be going in exactly the wrong direction? And it can happen in a variety of ways. There's a bunch of questions they could be asking you for which you have no answer. You're just saying, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. The interviewer could take a time out and say, you're so underprepared for this interview, and then go after you in some way. That can happen. This is the two main categories where they have a go at you. The third one, which also happens every now and then, is one or more interviewers are just not interested in what you're saying, completely uninterested. And so, what should you do? How should you react? And so, there's no science to this. There's not one specific answer. Keep your wits with you. Remember that a bunch of this could be just a way of testing how you react under that. So keep that in mind. So keep smiling. It's not just about what you answer, it's about how you answer that. So if you say, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know, and they keep jacking up the difficulty, the part of you is feeling that they're jacking down the difficulty, but they could be jacking it up. They could go deeper and deeper into some territory. And your first I don't know is a precursor for the 5 know. If you don't know the basics, you're not likely to know the 5 tougher questions. But your mind is saying, I don't even know this. Right? So hang in there. Have your wits with you. Keep smiling. So whatever is the I don't know, and they go deeper and deeper. Third or fourth one, you can say, look, I don't know. I'm not at all in comfortable ground in this territory. I simply have more or less forgotten my thermodynamics. So my mind seems to have blanked out. Smile and say that. You can use good, interesting phrases, which are different ways of saying, I don't know. I seem to have completely blanked out on this. I just don't recall anything about this topic. Really sorry, but I'm a little bit clueless here. All those are fine. There's every chance they're just poking around to know whether you can react to that. And so keep that in mind. The interviewer comes out and says, you're underprepared. So I did prepare. I'm prepared for a range of topics about myself and different things. But I'm a little nervous now, and that's also playing a role. And about this particular arena and topic, I have not thought about it. So I'm having to think on my feet in this moment, and I'm also a little stressed. So if you can actually get out the words, I'm nervous, I'm anxious, a little stressed, slightly a little worried, with a smile on your face, then you're out of jail. Then they instead of badgering you, they sometimes get around to empathizing with you. Someone there will say, look, don't get stressed, it's not such a big deal, drink some water, we'll continue the conversation. Or they could poke around for 2 more minutes and then dial it down. And so you need to come out as someone who still has your wits with you. That's very important. The one thing you must not do is mentally tune off and go on thinking about your next interview. And this happens in real scenarios. And so they're asking you question 1, 2, 3, 4. By the end of question number 3, your mind has started processing what are your chances with Lucknow, Indore, Kozhikode. Maybe I'll go in one of those places. This turn is gone. And they're not even registering a simpler question. Don't do that. And there's a trick to staying in the moment. That's very vital. They're taking some time out and saying, look, I'm going to explain this to you. Let's crack this together. Don't go to a point where your mind switches off. That means you're making things worse for yourself. And so if you're playing cricket or football, very often you get very tired. And so what happens first is that your decision making becomes worse. Your body is tired, but the simplest of things you start nothing because your decision making becomes worse. Switch off from that. Be in the moment. Listen to the question, process it, take time out, say you're anxious, drink some water, do some physical antic thing, move your hands about. Don't try to be too cute. Do all that. But be in the moment. Don't dial out. Don't phone it in. If you dial out and then you're just going through the motion, you're killing your chances. Even saying, look, I'm facing out, I'm blacking out here. I think I need to pause and gather my wits. I know this, but I'm not able to speak about it right now. Just give me 10 seconds and then have another quoted. That's all right. Interviewers know that this is a stressful experience, but candidates can get anxious. And so don't switch off. Anxiety is fine, but anxiety very often takes our mind to a point where we just shut down. Look, do your worst. I'm getting out of here. Don't do that. And remember, those of you who've gone through seemingly poor interviews, a bad interview experience does not necessarily mean a poor result. I've had so many students come back and say, look, they hammered me, and then shocked themselves when they see that they've really gone through. And so interviewers are guessing and assessing you on variables that you don't have that much of a handle on. And so they might be seeing how you react, and your I don't knows without wilting could be a positive score for you. Whereas you're just saying, look, all I did was say I don't know. And so there are so many variables that you don't know. Keep your wits with you, hang in there. And don't assume a poor interview experience means the result is also tanked. There's so many instances of people who have tanked their interviews or who have come out thinking, look, I tanked this one, and whereas the result has gone completely their way. And so if you had a bad experience, that 15 minutes didn't go like how you would have wanted it to go, that's all right. And so you make sure that you pick yourself up and say, look, interviews are tough to call, maybe it went my way. And then prepare yourself for the next one. Be prepared. And so prepare for a lot of possibilities. Prepare for a series of current affairs questions about your academics, your job, your work experience. Do your background work. Every half an hour or every hour of preparation makes you feel that you've done your bit. So you don't feel like you've let yourself down in the interview hall. Then you can tell yourself, look, I tried my best. They're asking me this 19th and 27th thing about my CV. I've not thought about that. I'll gather my thoughts and give it a go. If it doesn't go my way, it's all right. If you're prepared well, then you can tell yourself that story inside. Finally, remember, keep in mind that interviews are freakishly stressful experiences. And so there is every chance that one interview goes off in some territory. Give yourself the best chance to pick yourself up. It doesn't happen. And so when I finished my MBA, I attended 25 interviews in 3 days. When day 0, day 1, day 2, I attended 25 interviews because I did not get a job in my first 24 interviews. And this is in a packed span of about 48 hours or 50 hours, of which we were interviewing for 24 hours. It goes early in the morning to late in the night. And so I got from slot 0 or slot 1 or whatever you call it, I don't even remember the terminology, all the way to the 50th, 60th company hitting campus. I sat through a bunch of interviews. By the time I was halfway through, I was a mess. My mind wasn't processing stuff. So all the guys who I used to give pep talk to and send them in, they were standing in a row and then saying, look, dude, don't screw up. Just go, be yourself. One of these guys will give you a job. And I was blanking out even after that. And so stuff happens. Not the end of the world. I did get a job, and that job didn't matter too much. And so stuff happens. It's not the end of the world. Keep your wits with you. Drink plenty of water. Smile. How you answer is frequently as important as what you answer. So give yourself the best chance. Remember that this is any which way a stressful experience. So don't fret too much about it. Right? Best wishes, guys, for your interviews.